Howdy guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Makayla and today we're going to do a physical TBR tour. We're going to talk about the 33 books that I have sitting on my physical TBR. Just talk about little discourse, why I bought them, why I haven't read them, all that fun jazz. And if you have read any of these books that I'm about to talk about, please drop a comment and convince me to read them because I've been really struggling picking books. Just nothing has really been sparking my interest, and maybe if I see someone comment a good thing about a book, it will make me want to pick it up. So that is what we are doing today. We're going to jump right into it because we already have a lot to talk about. Into it, we're going to talk about the cart top to bottom. The first two books that I will talk about are by the same author, and that is Babel and the Poppy War by R.F. Kuang. And the reason I have not picked up the Poppy War, it is a military fantasy, and when I read the description, it sounded like I actually would really like it, but I am hesitant to start a series right now where I only own the first book. The reason being, I'm trying to save money, I'm about to move, and I need to buy furniture, like all of that type of stuff. So I know if I pick this up, I love to read series back to back. I don't like to split up series, especially when it's like a continuing storyline. So I know if I finish this, loved it, I'm gonna want to go pick up the other two books in the series, and I just don't really want to spend that money right now. So that is the only reason I haven't picked this up yet, is for the money's sake. So we're sitting here. I didn't even think this might be on Kindle Unlimited. I'll check later, but if they are on Kindle Unlimited, I might end up picking this one up. But then Babel, Dark Academia, is very hit or miss for me. I have to be in the right reading mindset to be able to read it. They take me a while to get through, and if I'm already kind of in like a mini slump, which is kind of what I'm in right now, picking up a Dark Academia most of the time will throw me into a full-blown slump. So I just haven't been in the right reading mindset to be able to pick this up, but I think I would like it. I am just waiting for the right time to read it. I feel like reading this on a fall gloomy day would be really good, but it is about to be spring/summer, so we might be waiting a while to read this. We shall see. Moving on, I have Taming 7 by Chloe Walsh. This is the 5th book in the Boys of Tommen series, and I sound like a hypocrite because I just said I don't like to split up series, yet I have not read the final book in the series that has been released thus far. This book is a little bit different. It's not like an interconnected. They are interconnected, but each book is following like a different person. Like we're hopping to a different person's backstory and storyline, as opposed to the first two books and the second, or the third and the fourth book are in a different character's point of view. So I don't feel the need to like read it back to back to back. And I've just heard such mixed opinions about this book because I loved the first four. Absolutely loved the first four. I've heard mixed opinions about this one. I will pick this up eventually. It's actually much shorter than the first four as well. So I will throw this in here eventually. And then I have The Turned Glass by Gareth Rubin. This is a unique book. It's a flip book. There's a certain name for it. I forgot what it is. But you read like half facing this way, then you flip it over, read it the other half going one way. It's a crime story, and the first half is set in the 1800s. The second half is set in the 1900s. And you learn about a crime that occurred in the 1800s, but then a crime that occurs in the 1900s, but then it starts tying back to that 1800s crime. Yeah, kind of confusing. I tried to pick it up a few days ago. I read the first page and just couldn't get into it. I just wasn't really interested, so I put it back down. I think I just have to be in the mood to read this type of book. Then I have Home is Where the Bodies Are by Geneva Rose. I actually did start this book. I think I got, oh, I still have a bookmark in here. I got like 15 pages in, and I just hated the character. The female main character specifically, I did not like her, and I really struggle when main characters are unlikable to actually want to read the story. I know that's kind of like a big plot point in some books, is that, oh, the main character isn't perfect, but I just hate reading books where the main character is unlikable. The Retreat by Sarah Pierce. This is just kind of your traditional, they get stuck on an island, weird stuff starts happening, thriller novel. I thrifted this book like last year, just haven't picked it up yet. Again, I think I will pick it up eventually. It's just one of those, especially thrillers, I like to just throw randomly into my reading. I can't read too many back to back, but they're a really good palate cleanser in between like romances and fantasies and that type of stuff. So I will pick this up eventually. I just haven't really wanted to. I feel like it's a good summer book. I don't know why I get that feeling. I think it's just because they're like on a tropical island and they get stranded. I don't know. We'll see. I definitely do want to pick this up though. I would probably pick it up this summer. We'll see. Maybe. Anyways, moving on. I have The Ministry of Time by Kayleen Bradley, which this book I got from Book of the Month, obviously. And I've seen so many booktubers rave about it, especially Haley Pham. She's a booktuber that I follow like religiously. I followed her for years, and she really loves this book. This was another one I picked up originally. I got 20 pages in and put it back down. I'm very big of a person of like mood reading, and if I start a book and I'm just not vibing with that mood, I will put it down and pick it up at a different time. I'm not going to force myself to read something that I'm not super interested in, just because that's when I throw myself into a slump, is when I try to force myself to read stuff that I'm not interested in. And I'm reading for enjoyment, so why would I read something that I'm not enjoying reading? Yeah, so I do want to pick this up. I think I'm going to film a video of like reading famous booktubers like book recommendations, because I do have quite a few on my cart that I think quite a few booktubers have recommended, so maybe we'll do one of those videos. We're just gonna bulk all of these together. These three are also Book of the Month picks that I have not read yet. First one is being P.S. I Hate You, and this is kind of like an enemies to lovers rom-com, and I'm really excited. I saved this for summer. For some reason it was giving me summery vibes, so I did save this for summer. I plan on reading this within the next few months, and I'm really excited. I haven't seen many people talk about it, which is also really exciting, because I love to kind of read books that I don't hear a lot of people talk about, just because I think it's always fun. Discover new authors, discover new genres, all of that stuff. So I think this one is going to be really fun, and I do plan on reading it within the next few months, so that is kind of like good to know. Then I have The God of the Woods by Liz Moore, and this is a thick like mystery thriller, which I've heard it is more mystery. It's not really a thriller. It's about like a summer camp, and I love like thrillers that are set in like summer camps. But the thing that held me back from reading it is that Destiny Sidwell, she read it and she hated it. And I love Destiny's book recommendations and stuff, so that scared me. But I do want to pick it up. I think I might try to audiobook some of it. I'm out of Spotify audiobook hours, so I can't do that right now. But I do want to pick up this book. Since it's so thick, again, I might audiobook most of it, but we shall see. I do want to pick this up soon, because I feel like summer camp vibes obviously gives summer vibes. So then, in a similar note, I have Famous Last Words by Gillian McAllister, which, again, I got from Book of the Month. It's about a woman's husband who ends up, like, holding people hostage and, like, robbing a bank, and he, like, wrote her a final letter, and it's, like, completely against his character and all of this. And I got this from Book of the Month, and Sarah Caroli read it and hated it. So, again, it was another one, like, one of my favorite booktubers read it and hated it. And when I see people give stuff negative reviews, it makes me second guess wanting to read it. And I know I shouldn't do that, like I should form my own opinions, but when it's someone that I watch religiously and like love all of their recommendations, I get hesitant to want to pick up books that they don't like. So maybe I will pick this one up. I'm really, because when she was describing why she didn't like this book, it made it seem like I'm not gonna like it. That it's really slow, it doesn't really focus on the now, it follows a lot of the past. So we shall see. This one's a big maybe. This one I definitely don't know if I'm actually going to read. Billy Summers by Stephen King. If you haven't picked up by now, or if you haven't watched a lot of my videos, I have a very diverse reading taste. I read like a little bit of everything, and I have been picking up Stephen King quite a bit, and his books are very hit or miss for me. I either love them or I hate them. And I've heard good things about this. I believe I first saw it from Haley Pham when she recommended it. So I do want to pick this up soon. I think it's really good. The thing that holds me back is that it is thicker. And Stephen King's writing can take me a while to get through. I don't know what about his writing style just takes me a while, but I love audiobooking his books. I think a lot of them lend well to audiobooks. So maybe when I get my Spotify reading hours back, I will pick up this one. I do have Audible credits, but I like to save my Audible credits for like really good books that I know I really, really want to read, which is silly, like I should just spend them, but maybe I will on this one. I don't know. I actually just got this book from Pango Books. I ordered it off of there. And if you've never tried Pango Books, this isn't sponsored at all, but it's kind of like an eBay for books, and you can buy and sell books on there, and a lot of the prices are really, really good. So love Pango Books. And this one is A Perfect Equation by Elizabeth Everett, and it's kind of a historical romance. It's set back in the, I believe it's 1800s, and it's kind of like Victorian time, and it's about women kind of stepping out of their traditional roles, wanting to be mathematicians. I love any book that has like STEM related stuff, especially like STEM romances. It's one of the reasons I love Ali Hazelwood so much. So I read this, thought it would be perfect, and I've never read kind of like a historical period romance, and I want to because I kind of wanted to read the Bridgerton books, but I'm scared to do that because that's a long series and big commitments. So maybe we'll start with this, and if I like this type of romance, like the historical period type pieces, maybe I'll pick up more. But then we have this hunker of a book, and that is Crescent City, the first book, House of Earth and Blood by Sarah J. Maas. I have already read the ACOTAR series and Throne of Glass, have loved them. So Crescent City is arguably kind of the most controversial. I either see people that love it or hate it. And another thing, I want to wait till the third book comes out in paperback before I really dive into the series, because I hate buying series. Like if I'm gonna buy a series, I want all of the like type of books to match, like either all paperbacks or all hardcovers. And I got the first one in paperback, and the second one does have a paperback, but the third one does not yet. So I want to wait until the third one, because like I said, when I start a series, I want to normally read it all the way through, and I also only own the first book. So it's kind of similar with Poppy War. I don't want to have to buy the other books right now, just because I'm trying to save money. I have Check and Mate by Ali Hazelwood. I don't know why I really haven't picked this up yet. I love all of her writing. This is the only book by her that I have not read yet, and I think it's in the running for me to pick up really soon. It is a young adult romance, which I love all of her adult romances, so I'm curious to see how much I like her young adult romance, but we'll see. It's about chess players falling in love. Again, kind of silly. I just love her books. And then I have Circe by Madeline Miller. This is kind of like a Greek retelling, and this is actually like one of my boyfriend's favorite books, and he really, really wants me to read it. I just have been scared to read it. I don't know why. I love Greek mythology and stuff, so I do think I'm going to really like it. I just haven't been super interested in picking up a book of this vibe, but maybe I will, because I really need to switch something up because I'm kind of in a slump. So I will just show all of these at once because it is a full trilogy that I have all of the books for. That is the Shadow and Bone trilogy by Leah Bardugo. It is in the Grishaverse is what it's called, and they're in the same world as Six of Crows, which is the next book sitting here. I'm just scared to start this series. I have all of the books, so there's nothing, I can't use that excuse of not wanting to buy all of them. I do have all three in the series, but again, I just think I'm burnt out on fantasy for a little bit, so that's why I haven't picked these up yet, as well as I want to read these before I read Six of Crows, because I've heard that's what you should do. I'm going to tackle these next 5 in a chunk because they're all in the same genre. I do plan to film a video with all of these books in the coming months, but it might take me a while because I started reading one, realized how hard it is to read classics. These are all classics that I'm about to talk about. First, I have The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde. Then I have Crime and Punishment by, I don't know how to say the name, and I'm not even going to butcher it. Yeah, that name. Crime and Punishment. This one's not necessarily a classic, but I kind of tie it into it. That's The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood. I also have The Lord of the Flies by William Golding. And I have The Last Man by Mary Shelley, which I tried to pick this book up this past week, and the writing is very hard to read, so I put it right back down. And like I said, I am kind of in like a little mini slump right now, so trying to pick up a classic wasn't my best bet, but I do want to film a book of like reading these classics, and like I said, it's probably going to take me a while. I have The 5-Star Weekend by Ellen Hildebrand. I read The Perfect Summer by her last summer, really loved it, and then I ended up buying this book, but then I realized I wanted to save it for summer, and it was just starting to turn into fall. So this is going to be a summer read. I've been saving it for this summer, and I'm really excited. I loved her writing, the first book that I read, and she's like a huge backlist as well that I can pick up. So this one sounds really good, and I'm excited to pick it up this summer, hopefully reading it like poolside. We shall see. I have The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston. Poston, I can't remember which one, how it's said, but I have heard great things about this. A lot of people really, really love this book, and it catches a lot of people off guard on why they like it so much. So I'm really excited to pick this up. I wanted to pick it up this fall, but for some reason I just didn't, and now it's turning into summer, and I'm like, should I still read it? Should I wait for fall? So if you've read this, and let me know if I should save it for next fall or just read it now. These two are in a series, and that is the first two books in the Once Upon a Broken Heart series by Stephanie Garber. These books, I'm really excited because they are set in the same like universe as Caraval. Caraval was one of my favorite series that I ever read. It was kind of like the first fantasy series that I ever read. Fell in love with it. I love her like whimsical, magical writing. So I just have been scared to pick up this. I don't know why. I've heard great things about it. A lot of people prefer these to Caraval. And this is kind of in the running for one of my next books to read. Kind of similar. I was waiting for the third book in the series to come out in paperback before I wanted to jump into it, just in case. I like flew through these two, wanted to read the third, which I believe, I looked it up, the paperback is coming out in like a few weeks. So I believe I could actually pick these up now and not have to worry about it. I think they're really pretty. I love the covers, but I actually like the UK covers a lot more. But I already committed to buying these ones. If I had waited and then bought the UK covers, that would have been fun, but it is okay. We only have 4 more. We are getting through it. First one is Lovely War by Julie Berry. I don't know much about this book, but Destiny Sidwell read it, loved it, recommended it. It's a historical fiction, so I was sold. We have Scythe by Neil Shusterman. This one sounded so interesting. I heard a lot of people talking about it a few months ago. It was really, really popular. You're set in a society where natural death isn't possible, so there are these people called the Scythes that do population control and kill people, and I thought that was really interesting. But this, for the same reason as some of the other ones, it's the start of a series, and I don't want to pick this up and get hooked on the series. Want to buy the rest. This one's a long one. I think there's 4 other books other than this one. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't want to have to buy that many books in the series, and these ones aren't on Kindle Unlimited, so I'm holding off on reading that until I have more money to be able to buy the rest of the series, because like I said, I just like to read series back to back. And then this is another one I started but just could not get into, and that was Rebel Witch by Kristen Cicerelli, which this was surprising because I loved Heartless Hunter. It was a 5-star. It was one of my favorite books of last year. And then the sequel, I was so excited for, but I just couldn't get into it. I got 27 pages in, and I don't know. I think I just need to sit back down with it and give it a chance. I think I'm just a little burnt out on fantasy. So I think I didn't set it up for success when I tried to read it, whereas I think if I read it in a time that I was kind of ready to read a fantasy, that this one would hit a lot different. So this one will be read eventually, and I probably will like it, but we'll see. And then our final book is You'll Be the Death of Me by Karen M. McManus. I thrifted this book. I have read quite a few of her books before, and I don't know if I'm going to end up reading this. I might end up donating this. I just have never been inclined to want to pick it up. We now have an empty cart other than the extras that I put on there. So that was all of the books on my physical TBR. Again, if you've read any of these and loved them, comment down below and tell me that I should read them. And now I'm going to put all of the books back onto said carts. So I'm going to do a time lapse of that, but thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!